Hi, I'm Kerry again with Best of Us in Retirement. And what this channel is all about is me sharing my life stories as a financial advisor and sharing my knowledge about financial planning. And I've been retired since 2005, so I'm sharing my experiences in retirement and bringing the two together to hopefully, through my sharing, make your life a little bit better. We went to the doctor last week, and I've always noticed, I started going to the doctor, I guess, about 12 years ago. In fact, today's my birthday. I'm 77 years old. And I always noticed the first thing they always ask me is, are you experiencing any pain today? And for the most part, I tell them, no, I'm fine, no pain. And same with Nita, we're good. She complains sometimes that her knees hurt and whatever. But recently, I run 2 miles a day, probably 3 days a week, two miles, 3 days a week. And I'm starting to get some pain in the back of my knee on my left leg. And I just kind of run through it. That's just kind of the way things are. And then Nita started complaining, Nita's my wife, that she was getting pain in her knees, and the pain was moving up her thigh and into her buttocks, and she was sitting on a hot pad all the time and trying to reduce the pain. And I had a conversation with my son and my daughter-in-law about my brother who has tremors. Shakes really bad, such that he doesn't like to go outside anymore. He doesn't like to be around other people because it's difficult for him to eat, and he thinks he's, something wrong with him. But so my son and my daughter-in-law were telling me that Emma, my granddaughter's boyfriend's grandfather, Emma, my granddaughter's boyfriend's grandfather, has tremors very bad. And in order to get rid of them, and they live in Florida, he was taking CBD oil. And I said, well, isn't that a derivative from marijuana? And they said, yeah, it is, but it doesn't have THC in it. And I said, what's THC? And he said, well, Dad, I know you've smoked marijuana. That's what makes you high. The THC. So this is marijuana or a derivative of marijuana without the THC. I said, well, that's too bad. But nonetheless, yesterday we went up to a store north of Birmingham, and it was your THC store, and went in. They had to buzz you in. It was almost like a high-class jewelry store. And went in, and they explained to me that one of the things it would do would take care of inflammation. I had explained my knee and Nita's knees, and she said this might take care of it. So we bought two things. We bought, and let me share with you, this stuff isn't cheap. We bought some salve. This was for Nita's knee. And then we bought some drops. And so we brought them home, and it was Saturday, college football. I was watching Penn State was playing, I'm not sure who. And so I took the eyedropper out and got a half of the dropper measurement, which is what the young lady told me to take, and put it under my tongue, and just went on and watched the football game. At the same time, Nita took the salve and put it on her knee, and a half an hour later, I said to her, how's your knee feel? And she said, kind of a surprise, I feel no pain. It's gone. I said, I don't have any pain in the back of my knee either. And so we were quite pleased. So what we both did was, later in the evening before we went to bed, I took and put another drop under my tongue and allowed it to dissolve, and she did the same on her knee with the ointment. And we got up this morning, and both of us were without pain. So I took another another drop, and I'll take another one later this afternoon, and we're going to see how it works. And I wanted to bring this to your attention because this was pretty encouraging to me. I recognize that this sort of thing has happened before with the invention or the introduction of aspirin. Well, I have no idea when that was. I'm sure people said this is a miracle drug. Why haven't we used this before? Well, this could be exactly what CBD is. Again, I've gone online since, and I found I can buy it for about a third of the price online as I did in the store I went to. But I think the real important factor is I got to do more research to find out if the quality is the same in whether it's in that store than it is online. I understand why it would be cheaper online than it would be in the store, but I think the quality and the reputation of the companies behind it, so I need to do some research on that. But I wanted to share it with you because I know that the bulk of my viewers are retired people or close to retirement people, and I know that a lot of you are in pain because every time I go to the doctor, the first thing the nurse asks me is, "Are you in any pain today?" So apparently she gets some yeses, and apparently she gets some very emphatic yeses. And I know that we had an opioid addiction that was built out of people dealing with pain. I certainly would not think that the level of pain I was dealing with is anywhere near what they were dealing with if they took opioids. At least I hope that is the case. But this is important. It could change our lives. It could change your life, and I wanted to share it with you. So I'm not saying by any means go and get some CBD oil. What I am saying is you have a source now that you can come to, and I'll probably be talking about this again in a week to give you an update and to share with you what else I have found about it. I did do some research, and I see that some people take it for anxiety, depression, epilepsy. Wow. That sounds almost too good to be true for all those things. Although my son says that he knows people who are taking it for anxiety, and it says it reduces inflammation, which of course is one of the causes of pain. I think that's what it is for me and my leg. So that's my latest experience that I want to share with you. My goal is to make your life better as I make my life better. And I again profess that this is going to be the best half of my life. I'm 77 today. 77 years ago, this young man was born. And I'm going to make the best of my best half. Talk to you again soon.